Hello and welcome. In this video, we will be talking about some of the changes to the datasets generated by Vcad when initially processing BIM models. These changes affect reports and templates generated based on Revit and Navisworks files. Along with these new data extraction comes an update to our sample template. The new template will make available two new tables and a new tab showcasing this information. First of all, let's have a look at the new datasets by going to the data portion of our report. Now, when we first create a Power BI report template with our new data extraction, we will see we have two new tables, an extended assets and extended properties tables. Now, they're structured as their old school counterparts, but give us access to some new information. Let's start with the Vcad assets. As you can see, we have the familiar structure with category, family, and symbol, and of course, a name for every asset in our BIM model with the object ID. The object ID, of course, is what gives us the link to the 3D rendering of our model. Now, let's have a look at the extended properties. Again, same structure as what we're used to, where we have properties divided into sections, the actual name of the property we're looking at, and the specific values for each of our objects. Now, let's switch back to the report and have a look at our new tab. You can see here we have a new Extended Detail tab, which is a recreation of the old school Detail tab, however, populated with the new tables. So if we have a look at some of these slicers, for example, you can see that the data is coming from our new Extended Assets table. Of course, same with the actual Assets table, and of course with the Properties table, which is now coming from Extended Properties. The functionality is of course always the same, so as always with Vcad we can make selections and see our model reacting to our selections. Now let's have a look at what are the information in our new Extended Assets table in regards to what changes from our old school assets table. For example, let's pull up the Detail tab and have a look at, for example, air terminals. So, if we pull up air terminals, we'll see that as a category, we'll see that we come up with 6 distinct objects. These are, of course, our air terminals in our model. As we switch over to the Extended Detail tab and filter for the same category, so let's have a look at the air terminals right here. You'll see we instead have 3 objects. These 3 objects are one for the category, one for the family, and one for the actual symbol. This means that by selecting the entire symbol, for example, we are highlighting all of the objects in our model which correspond to the symbol. Same with the attributes list. These attributes are valid for each one of these objects. This, of course, is slightly different. So if we go back to the Detail tab, here what we actually do is we select a single air terminal each time. Now, depending on what your objective is with your report, this may be your desired behavior, but now we have even more flexibility. Let's have a look at another quick example. Let's have a look at the doors. So if we have a look at the doors, let's remove all filters, and we can see we have a whole bunch of assets here in our assets list, which correspond to the various doors in our building, but each one is an individual door. Now, as we switch back to the Extended Detail and make the same selection based on the same category, so going down to doors, we can now see that we have access to the entire doors, but they can be grouped together as this example. Of course, this also allows us to apply themes and coloring to an entire grouping of objects all at once, for example. These new datasets with the new template, give us even more freedom on creating our reports and allow us to access some properties and some assets which might not have been easy to access in the past. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more upcoming videos on the new features of Vcad.